What? Why are you looking at me? Wait, quick, 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 quick. It's just a dream. Nightmare. Okay, good. I gotta get up. Another day, another play. Grab and shower time. Water, uh, it's alright. I'll just get it anyways. Wash, 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 wash. Wash, 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 wash. Wash, 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 wash. Dry, 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 dry. Floof my hair and then bing bada boom. There we go. Looking good. Wonder if my hair suit will cover him. I'll have to cover him with makeup or something. Oh yeah, tomorrow's field trip. Whatever Sensei said. But I'm decently sure today is hero training. So maybe, depending on what it is, I'll be fine. Okay. Well, alright. Time is 5 o'clock. Yeah, it takes me a little bit to get there anyways. Walking distance. Mom is still, well, is at work. Okay. Hello, it is me, We Anime or Anime We. I'm here to bring you part 2 of What If Deku Had a Fire Quirk. Now, couple things before you start. If you are a fan of or have watched my Naruto series that's going on at the same time as this one, I'm having uploading issues. Okay, so I'm gonna have to re-record that um again to make sure that is fine and dandy. Okay. If I sound stuffy, allergies are bad right now. Among other things that are bad right now. You don't gotta worry about me. uh, I'll just be here talking. So, while you do chores or whatever else you're doing while you listen to this, um, yeah, I don't know. I'll kind of just be here. If you have any what if ideas, put them down below, but I will warn you if it is a series I have yet to see, it will take me some time. Okay? I do have one question. I might make a poll on this. Would you all like to see a Konosuba what if? Um, what I mean is like Konosuba, Kazuma Sato, Aqua, Darkness, Megumin. Would you like to see a Konosuba? What if, like, we switch around what Kazuma, like, powers are, right? Would you all like to see that? Let me know down below. I'll probably make a poll. That's probably already up, to be blatantly honest, by the time you're seeing this. So either let me down in the comments or go over to the poll and vote on what you would like to see. Okay, ideas for it and things like that. And Subaru, what ifs will come. I will say that I do have ideas. Even though I have yet to see the show, ReZero, I do plan on watching it after I watch my uh, rewatch of Fairy Tale. So, yeah. Anyways, sorry for the background noise. I know you all can hear that. Good lord, what was that? Big ant. Anyways, let me get a drink of water and then we can get into this. Before we do that, if you don't remember, I do impressions, kinda. I switch around my voice to fit more of the character. Um, Background noise will be apparent. I record these outside, so there's animals behind in the background making noise. I can't control them. I also can't control the weather. So if you hear wind, I'm very sorry. Um, and I don't use scripts, so I might stutter or pause, go quiet, those things like that. Okay? So I apologize if you hear that. I'm terrible at editing. Um, it sucks. Not a fun thing to do. So, yeah. If you're new to my channel, please do the YouTube things, subscribing, liking, commenting. It greatly helps me out. Gets me up in this world, I get to say the least. Anyways, yeah, let me get a drink of water and then we can officially get into this. Oh my god. If you hear me blow my nose, I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. Or if you hear those two idiots, um, or any background noise, very sorry. I can't control them. I'm so sorry. My throat hurts. Not really my throat, my mouth from allergies. Me blowing my nose and coughing. BRB. I have a feeling you all could hear that. I'm very sorry. Anyways, so Izuku would be heading to school by foot. Um, like he doesn't live a far away from it, but it is a distance to actually get there without a bus or multiple bus stops, right? So it would take him quite a bit of time to actually get there. He would be one of the first students there, like entirely. That's how he's been for this past week or two. Um, Okay, I do want to say, he did quite well on the ball throw in that entire test. Okay, he did quite well. He didn't get up first, but he was in like the top single digits of it all. He was probably like fourth place behind uh Tokoyami. No, was it Tokoyami or Todoroki? Probably Todoroki, Tokoyami, Momo, Oraka. So he was fifth place, and then however the other people would land is where they would land. This next day, or not next day, I mean, a couple of days after of regular classes, just getting things down pat, eventually would be their first actual hero like lesson class, right? Where the one and only All Might would rush in. I'm walking through the door like a regular person, knocking the door off the hinges, right? He would go on to explain the thing that he explains in canon about suits and heroes wearing suits and how they're like the biggest branding of them, right? Thing he would explain that part, right? Uh, they would all go up to their like numbers of their suit like cases and then head into the dressing rooms, their separate ones. They would start to get dressed, um, right? Well, undressed and then dressed, right? Um, Questions would have been thrown around like they have in previous days, but I want to say this. Izuku didn't let anyone see his like stomach scar um on the first day or days after that when they would do like training esque like hero classes, just like physical things, just running, things like that, right? Um, Now that he's more comfortable around the boys' side, he would show like he wouldn't really just wait for everyone to like start to get out. He would just start getting dressed in the beginning, right? He would just get dressed in his hero costume without really caring. Now, the only reason he was like that on the first day was like, I don't know these people. I don't know them. So I'm not gonna be so whimsical or show offy, right? But this time he wouldn't really care, just getting undressed and then clothed into his hero suit that would look like hold on. It would be a dark tan open coat, crop top, like it would be a crop top coat, like vest type deal. Um, yeah, that's really what it would be. With a gray fur collar, also two black bracelets with black pants, combat like not fully like combat, but like cargo pants filled with things that you never know that you would need. With gray fur at the bottom of the pants, and then black boots. Now this would be his like summer gear, not summer gear, but his summer hero suit with the sleeveless, um, like coat, right? In the winter, it will change. Longer sleeves on the coat and a like a black shirt underneath. Okay, that would kind of be like a turtleneck that would go up the neck. Okay? But as everyone would look at him, like, just get fully dressed, like, done, dusted, um, Denki would ask, "Wait a second. I think I recognize you now. It finally clicked." What? What do you mean? I don't believe we went to the same school. No, 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 not that, not that. I meant, like, just you in general. You were on the news. You, like, didn't you get captured by a villain as, like, a hostage? Yeah, couple years back. Yeah, 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 yeah. Um, Black Steel. Yeah, that was him. Gutted me like a fish. And then you'd hear, like, Coda say, "What? What do you mean? Gutted you like a..." Like, you would get, like, visibly, like, scared because it would be a rough scar. Like, that would shoot up in two places, up, like, up his stomach. But the rest would be just rough side to, like, nearly side. Okay? Like how I explained it in the first episode. Like, everyone that would see this would be, like, visibly, like, uh, what? How did you live that? Denki would say, like, whoa, does it, like, still hurt? No, not at all. Um, there are some worries, but over the years with, um, like, fake skin tissue, and just other things like that, uh, I've gotten to where it's, like, normal. Uh, like, I could use my quirk fine. I could take a punch in the gut and be okay. It won't make me explode, to say that without a lack of a term. Whoa, dude. Can I feel it? Is that weird? No, go ahead. Denki would, and as he would just slightly poke it, and then, like, full palm, like, the, not a, he would have, like, relatively toned, like, abs. He would have abs, right? But it ain't, like, fully, like, tone. Like, they're visible. Like, he's fit, but it's more of a, like a gymnastic, like, type body he has, like, where they're always twisting, and they're, like, you can see, like, their toned, like, ribs, like, you could see the ribs of him, but, like, where he is still semi muscular, it doesn't really show as much as, like, a gymnastic, like a person doing gymnastics would do, or calisthenics, or things like that. uh Izuku would be a person who would do calisthenics, gymnastics, just to get better at aerial movement, is what he would get better at, and just being flexible. Um, he would be like that. Like, that's how he's kind of, like, body type would be considered as. And by the way, the pants are semi baggy. Nothing like Bakugo's, but a little bit back, like, bigger, in, like, the upper legs and knee, so you couldn't really tell where they are, just in case. Okay. Most of the suit is fireproof. Like, it won't really catch on fire easy. But after time, it would, like, light up in flame if not careful. Either way, anyways. Denki and some others would start to ask Izuku questions about that experience. A lot of people would just kind of ignore it, like Bakugo and Todoroki. Uh, a lot of people would just listen to it, not really like ask questions about it, but a lot of them would ask questions like about the scar, about the feeling, and things like that. Um, Either way, anyways, they would head on um to the thing, and they would start doing it. I'm not gonna go full into it, okay? But I will tell you the team that Izuku is part of and who he's going against. Okay. Sorry, I was trying to think of the team. Um, uh, Izuku and Jiro would be on a team with each other, Team D, let's just say. Um, versus Denki and Sato. Sure. Denki and Sato is who they would be going against. Um, Denki and Sato would be, or Sugar Man, Sugar Rush. That's his quirk. Sugar Man is his hero name. They would be the hero team, while Izuku and Jiro would be the villain team. Okay, the villain team would eventually win after just um, they would be put in a big city to where like the heroes, like the thing that they're going through, like be are doing instead of like the boom boom, like deactivation boom boom thing in canon, they would be doing a like big city chase where the heroes are chasing the villains. Okay, eventually, like Jiro would be running with the like the goods, like fake bags of money and things like that. Right. That weighed quite a bit, like maybe like 30 pounds each. So it would take her time to get to the finish line. But Izuku would fight against the other, like the heroes. Eventually, Denki would like scatter off, um, and like get behind him and start to chase after Jiro, right? But Izuku would defeat Sato, right? And then he would go and chase Denki, take him down like as soon as he was about to just electrocute Jiro. Izuku would come in and say, like, yell from behind, and Denki would turn around like wide eyes, and it would be in like that moment in anime where the character is like like full pitch black, and only their eyes are glowing or like their smile is. In this instance, it would be his like eyes glowing and a spot on his foot as he would reel back his foot, like his right leg. And I don't know if you watch wrestling, but there's two people in wrestling that does this. Javon Evans in WWE and Will Ospreay in AEW. You know that like standing, twisting, like torpedo kick. That's basically what he would do. Like as soon as he would throw that kick, he would start to spin, and then not really. He's not full on kicking Danky. He is creating a fireball on his foot and kicking him with that said fireball at Danky, like boom, kind of like a Cinderace Pokemon esque thing, right? Okay, cool. Um, then after that would be completed, the rest of the day would go on through classes and lunch. The incident where the press is, no, that actually doesn't happen until after USJ, so never mind. Lunch would happen. Izuku would eat relatively, like, not energy dense food like caffeine because he doesn't really need it. But it would be more of a sweet and salty type deal. Right. And I'll tell you this. If you all ever decide to do this YouTube thing and it's what ifs, don't record 3 times a week every week for years. It will ruin your throat and hurt. It's kind of like voice actors. I will say that, like, it hurts, like my voice after a while. Like when I was first doing this, after a little bit, like I would be able to tell how long I've been going, by the like how my throat has been hurting, like how much my throat hurts from just constantly talking. And I know I've been going for around 30 minutes, so I know that tactic still works. I'm still built different, incorrectly built, but either way, built different. If you know, you know. Um, anyways, so the next day would come by relatively quickly for Izuku because by the time he would get home, his mother would be there today at least for well tonight. Um, he would eat like a relatively like not like big meal just because he would probably just eat something small, light, easy on the stomach, so it would be a less of a dream nightmare filled night like the past few nights has been. But once again, he would go to sleep. The same dream as yesterday, or last night rather, for him would return. Of him being younger and getting bullied when he was in elementary school by that area, like, uh, of like popular kids who were like children of heroes and just or rich children who like was like cocky or people with better quirks than Izuku is what he used to deal with in elementary. And um like, did I say it was fourth grade when he started to change, or fifth? It mostly happened within fifth and middle school is when he would play up this character, dubbed as the hothead hottie. Right. Right. Anyways, but right. It was mostly fifth grade, sixth, like through middle school and then high school is when he would play this character. Um, but before those days, he would be bullied. That's why no one really hanged out with him as a kid, or, well, as he would grow up. He didn't really have friends, well, growing up with friends at least. Um, just because he was the main target of bullying, I can't speak, of bullies. Um, so, and a couple kids have tried to be friends with him, but they would get bullied, like, too, and people would say like, "Wait, why are you being friends with that loser? He only has a stupid fire quirk. It isn't even as good as Endeavor's, or uh, I'm trying to think of a name. for like another kid with a fire quirk. Um, oh God. I'm tempted to use Natsu, but I'm not going to. It's not even good as Endeavor's or Okumura's or anyone else's. It sucks. He got burnt from his own quirk. While these two aren't, our own classmates aren't as dumb as that. Look at this loser. Huh. And then Endeavor doesn't get burnt by his own quirk. Idiot. Right. That's how the kids would be. Um, right. But now look at the difference between them. Those kids are probably at a probably losing in life, honestly. Versus Izuku, who's in UA and living his best life. Um, I want to say this. Izuku did go to like middle school with people within middle school and high school that are in class 1A and 1B and similar people like that. Uh, Jiro is one of them. Um, uh, Monoma, um, Kodai. Um, yeah, that's it. That aren't named characters. He did go to school, like he would know of these people. He didn't really talk to him, right? But he would be like acquainted acquainted with them. Okay. So, yeah. Um Either way, they would be heading to the USJ that day. Izuku would awaken in the night in a cold sweat about 30 minutes before his alarm would go off. He would just go into his phone and turn it off at that point. He would just shower. That would mostly waken him. What would waken him up? Um, Routines would go through, and just a couple other things would happen. Okay, Izuku would not wake up his mother to like bring him in, since this is her like once in a while like day off. He would just not wake her up, let her sleep. He would just make his own breakfast, like a simple sandwich, like a breakfast style sandwich, just however you would think he would make it. Um, right. I was thinking of doing something. Wolf uh, haircut. Is this? See, I'm guessing this is kind of what uh, Izuku's hair would be with the his gray hair with red spots would look like in his this hairstyle. Okay, this is what it would look like if you wouldn't mind looking at your screen if you have your phone. This is what it would look like. I've been forgetting to actually like get a picture or just have that up in the background, not for in the background, like on Google already. To I actively show you all like what it is, what I mean when I'm saying it. If you didn't already know, that's what it looked like. Well, that's what a wolf haircut looks like, and that's what Izuku's hairstyle is in. Okay. Either way. Anyways, he would do the same walk that he did the previous day, um, Before he would leave, though, he would leave his mother a note, and he would go on, make it there relatively early, or than the rest of his class. Like there would be one or two people of his class that would be there, like Ida, Momo, um, just those early people that you would like realize, like totally think of, like, oh yeah, they're definitely gonna be early. Also, since they're the class presidents, so Izuku and his other classmates would wait within the class as everyone else would flood in little by little. Izuku wouldn't really talk much to Ida or Momo. They would be talking about class things and things like that. So Izuku would just do his own thing, whatever that may be. Uh, yeah. Eventually, everyone would make it. They would be ushered, not ushered, but they would be brought outside onto the bus, in their hero costumes, which almost everyone would be wearing, except for like the people who wanted or needed it fixed or things like that. Okay, but mostly all of the people in the class would be wearing their hero suit, right? Um, Eventually they would make it to the USJ, right? And uh, well, we all know what happens, right? Kirishima would say, "Whoa, you even got fake villains?" Aizawa would say, "Those aren't fake." As they would all flood out of the portal and then get teleported onto their own, like, separate places. The kids as well would also be teleported away, out of there. But luckily for Izuku, he would, not really luckily, he would be teleported to the burning city. At least that's what I call it, because it is a literal city on fire. So this would kind of be his zone of expertise, right? As he would like fall out of the portal, he would land not really gracefully, but it wouldn't break any bones, so it would be all right by him. He'd kind of swivel around his ankle and say, "That was a rough landing." Then voices would be heard around the corner. Um, Come on, get her. Where did she go? Right. Um, this wouldn't be a student. This would be a whole entire different person running away from these men. Um, Apparently, well, actually, Izuku doesn't know yet, but he would whistle a like loud, high pitched whistle. This girl would hear and then run towards him as he would like tell her to come on by just like waving his hand, right? As she would run past, just hide in an alleyway. Like that's what Izuku would tell her. And the men, the like villains behind her, this would be a huge group, right? Just a relatively like bigger group. The front man would just, okay, hey, oh yeah, you're one of those. Class 1A, junkies. Well, was there a girl down here? If you tell us the right answer, we won't unalive you, okay? Or at least we'll make it painless. Izuku would say, why would I tell you that? I mean, like, you are chasing her, so I have no reason to tell you all. Well, I guess we'll just beat it out of you then. Oh, are you sure about that one, Well, good thing I'm not stupid then. Actually, he wouldn't really. He wouldn't say. Well, Izuku would say, are you sure about that? And the main guy would say, yeah, I am. I'm not dumb. And they would all, like this, a lot of the group would just start running at him, while some of them would stay back to just watch, like, to see what would happen. As Izuku would say, well, things are about to heat up in here, and I guess you all will get my maximum effort. um, Here you go. Here's my wild, perishing buckshot. Huh? That would be the villain. He would say, what? Huh? As Izuku would then do a baseball pitch like stance, and then as he would throw this fireball, and then a scatter shot. No, it was perishing buckshot. Did I say that? Wild perishing buckshot. He would chuck this one relatively not big, like it would be a little bit bigger than a actual baseball. He would chuck it, and then as it would spread out. It wasn't even like like from where he would throw it, it'd kind of just stop and then spread out. Have you ever seen Black Clover Magna? His scattering buckshot is how that would kind of look as he would like hit or in his case hit it with his like flaming bat, his fire bat. And it would then kind of spread out from there. Izuku would throw this one. It would keep on going, but it would pass, it would spread out in this like scattering manner. But it would still be this like original like big fireball, like a little bit bigger than a baseball fireball. And as they would go, just kind of like fireballs, um, it would have like an actual like big impact, and it would kind of like explode as it would hit, but nothing too serious where it would just like cause a cave in of a man's chest. Right? It's nothing like that. Anyways, as he would continue, the wild perishing buckshot would take out this first group. Some of them would still be up who would have like endurance quirks or something like that, just for defense. The first guy, though, would be completely down, like, what just happened? As he would fall unconscious. And then the rest of them would rush up, like, a little bit more carefully, clearly. Um, but what Izuku would do then, he would he would say, "Oh, you want to have fun too? Okay then. Here you go. My wild perishing buckshot." Boom, the same thing would happen. But this time the villains would dodge or counterattack these fireballs. Either dodge or they would. mostly all of them would be standing after that. Some of them wouldn't dodge, or be able to, rather. Some of them would, or just defense would be the biggest finding out of that. Right. Oh, okay. You learned from your buddies' mistakes, but you didn't learn good enough. Here you go. My wild, disappearing buckshot. The girl who would still be like hiding would hear him say this, like, and she would say quietly, like, "Why would you tell him that it's disappearing? And what do you mean?" So she would look outside of this alleyway, covered in shadow, as he would throw this. The original fireball would disappear, just vanish out of thin air, just go completely invisible. As he would throw the one, or, well, multiple technically, uh, they would vanish. And then as they would get closer, like close enough to where they would make contact, they would explode. And like these guys didn't know what's happening to their other friends, like watching them blow up. Like, what is happening? What is going on? What? So as one and to one and one and one would go down and down, one after another, one would be in the farthest back, and he would say, "Well, I think I recognize you. I'll introduce myself. I'm Black Steel. And well, this time, you won't have no stupid rabbit to save you. I'm getting paid good for this one, I'll tell you that. Stupid bug. Why were they made? Anyways, I'm sorry, a bug flew in my eye. Okay, I'm better now. I don't know why I'm laughing. Um, anyways. Uh, these two would start their fight. Black Steel at one point would get Izuku on the ground, about to bring his sword like arm down, the serrated blade down. But before he could, uh, the girl, well, actually not her, uh, Ojiro, Salto, Suyu, well, actually not Suyu. Oh yeah, Melissa is the holder of All for One. She's on the boat. Okay, they would like Ojiro would come in, smack him away. Izuku would move. Well, finally, Ojiro would say, "You okay?" Yeah, he only cracked a couple ribs. What about the cuts on your arm? Uh, yeah, that was totally him. Uh huh. Yep. They're not even open. A whole entire different story. There would be a couple opened ones on his arm, but not the arm that Ojiro is like insinuating to. Uh, Either way. I mean, there would be cuts on both of his arms, but there's to a point to where are open on both. Okay. Anyways, let's just take this guy down. Yeah. let's do that. Um, Izuku would, like, before rushing in, he would say, "Hey, tough guy, how about you take this? My wild, explosive fireball." This huge, gargantuan fireball would be thrown, going way faster than you would expect, given that it's very hot, and Izuku is pushing it even farther with heat control. Anyways, as he would go on, it would go on. Black Steel would put up some type of like blocking, like sheet iron shield or steel shield, whatever it may be. Um, um. Anyways, as then both of these two would rush up as after it would explode. Uh, Smoke would cover everything really, or dust rather. They'd both rush in and hit this man at the same time to knock him out. Izuku would say, "Come on, then, wild burning fist." His fist would be engulfed in flames, and he would connect with it straight across the face, and on the other side, Ojiro would connect with a kick. Just, and, what? How was I defeated by two kids? Boom. Yeah. To defeat him, um, eventually the girl would rush out, like, to say thank you. Um, as she would say, this girl would have purple, pinkish hair, just kind of settled down. Her face would be relatively, like, she would be around, like, 20s, her 20s, right? Uh, the only reason you could tell it was a female, or, like, birthday female is what I mean. However you want to see yourself, you can be yourself, okay? I'm not gonna judge. But as she would look, she would have breasticles, and have no bulge. So Izuku would just make the guess of, oh, that's a girl. So yeah, not saying that women don't have bulges. Okay, some of them do. It's weird, dog. I've seen weird things. We all have. We're all dudes. Most of us women can attest. What am I talking about, dog? What am I talking about? I don't know, dog. Either way, i- she would start explaining things, um, like, undercover. Okay, I'm on your side. Do you either you have bandages? Where Izuku would like hand her some and then head off his own way. Ojiro would actually, Izuku would probably stay there. Ojiro, Sato, who wasn't doing much. Well, he actually wasn't even there. He would arrive there within this time, right, to catch up with Ojiro. Ojiro would say, "Oh, I'll explain it later who she is. Let's go." They would head around, get out of there. Izuku would do the same the other way. Some of them would meet villains, take them out. Just one or two, Izuku would take them out though. Um, he would walk up to the plaza, and All Might would already be there. Um, Already fighting the Nomu teachers, and, well, their teachers, heroes would arrive there. Police, right? Yeah, in this one we don't have Izuku fight the Nomu. Yee. Eventually, like, they would head down. Well, Izuku would go help out where he could, like villains. Uh, he actually would nearly stop Shigaraki escaping. Like, from where he was and during this time, he would nearly stop him. Like, his fireball would be just barely seconds away. Like, a second away from hitting, like, these two. Actually, I do have a better idea. Kirigiri would shoot it back at him. Okay? Um, yeah. Uh, yeah, I wonder who the girl is. I already described her hair. Um, I want to say this. She was covered in like head to toe, like full black, like mask and all. Okay. So like helmet type mask. Uh, yeah. Okay. That's what she was doing. Undercover hero. Anyways, yeah. Running out of time here, so I'm gonna end this a little quicker. Um, yeah, like I said, that's where I'm gonna end it. I hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all enjoy your day, night, afternoon, evening. When you're listening to this, hope you enjoy the rest of your time. Yeah. Remember, poll, go vote, please. Um, yeah. Hope you all enjoyed. I hope to see you all next time. Uh, roll the dice. Bye bye.